Looking back at this last week, how would you, I guess, describe the way things went against North Carolina State? Because it seemed like once Sean stepped on, maybe things got a little bit better for you guys. But beforehand, it seemed like maybe NC State was kind of getting a few guys into some gaps.
Pretty much, it's like, we kind of started off slow offensive line wise. I wouldn't say it was really the quarterback. It's kind of like us guys kind of started off slow, but once we started picking it up, and when Sean got in, it wasn't really that because Sean got in, we started picking it up. It was pretty much like once we got our stuff together, start focusing in more, locking in more, taking coaching. That's when we really picked it up, and of course, Sean got in. He's gonna ball out. If Ever's in, he's gonna ball out. So it was pretty much on us, basically getting our stuff together.
Well, for an offensive lineman, with the announcement made today, does it really make an impact for you guys knowing who the quarterback is going to be, or do you care about who it is week to week? Or, how does it work for you?
Not at all. It's of course, both of those guys are here. You're comfortable. You get comfortable with both of those guys over the summer and everything, but. Pretty much, it kind of is on us. We're that one unit. We have to stick together. We pretty much focus on our own things. The quarterbacks and receivers are on the other side of the field. We're down here by ourselves, locking in on our techniques and our proper hand placement and everything. So it's pretty much on us. So it don't matter who's in the backfield, what running back, what quarterback. As long as we do our job, I feel like our team is going to be successful.
You guys have struggled with false starts this season. What's the issue there?
Just sometimes we have miscommunication amongst each other, or sometimes you're just a little too anxious to get off the ball, and it pretty much impacts the way you gets in your thought process. Like I don't want to false start sometimes, and you kind of start false starting, or snap counts you might hear that snap count is on one, other person might hear snap count on two, and he jumps because he thinks it on two. And just little things like that. So it's like sometimes a miscommunication and not trusting yourself, and it kind of happens like that. So
how has Coach Trickett addressed that? During practice.
Of course, any offensive line coach is going to hate that his offensive linemen are jumping off sides. So he pretty much tells us if you put more weight on your hand, and you focus in, lock in, you know your assignment, you know what you're doing, you're not going to false start. And that's pretty much the bottom line. If you know what you're doing, you trust yourself, trust your technique, it's not going to happen. So that's something we have to fix amongst each other.
How do you kind of get out your own mind though when these starts, when all these penalties do pile up?
It's pretty much being comfortable going into the game. Like if I watch enough film, if I know what's going to happen on the field, if I know the plays, I know what I got to do to make that play happen. I'm not gonna think about anything else. My mind's gonna be clear, so I don't have to worry about I don't know what I'm doing. I hope I don't false start too. It's kind of like if I'm more comfortable, if I know what I'm doing. I would never false start. So sometimes you lose that trust within yourself, and sometimes you go out there and you ball out and Dalvin runs for 1,000,000 yards. So
what's it been like for the line this year to kind of go through just personnel changes, injuries, the false starts, but yet here you are at this point in the year? What's it been like to kind of deal with all that?
Like I said, it's not an excuse, but it's the truth. We are young offensive linemen. We do trust each other. We hung out with each other all this summer and everything. We trust each other and everything. So it's just like a building process, We lost a bunch of guys who we used to look up to, we used to depend on and help us with plays, help us with technique and everything. So now it's on us to make decisions and step into that responsible role. So we're working into the groove, Any guy that rotates in, we trust that guy to go in and do the job. So we building up, and probably by next year we're going to be one of the best offensive line in the country. I firmly believe that.
In your opinion, what's been the best game or stretch for you guys as an offensive line unit this year?
Pretty much, I want to say after the Georgia Tech game, that's when we really picked it up. And I know, of course, we lost the Clemson game, but to me, I feel like we played a very stout game at Clemson. We gave those guys a run for their money. They was on the rope. So, we're getting better each game. We're learning how to play in an actual college game instead of being used to being at practice and going home like we did last year. So we're getting into the groove, and like I said, I firmly believe next year we're going to be one of the best offensive line in the country.
Those losses to Georgia Tech and Clemson, how much has that done, for you guys to grow and kind of learn, hard lessons that you guys could use for next season?
Well, like any game, when you lose, you take a step back and look at the mistakes. And of course, at Georgia Tech, we left a buttload of touchdowns on the field. So little mistakes that offensive line made and everything, little mistakes receiver made. But we live and learn. Okay, we won't make that again. So we go and take it out on the next team. We get to Clemson. Of course, we made mistakes. We had a bunch of goal line drives. Okay, we know we can't do that again. Live and learn. So that's all it's a learning process, you know, because like I said, we are young, but we're getting more and more experience, and next year, you know, I firmly believe that we're going to be ready.
And with those older players on the offensive line last season, how much did you learn from them last season?
You know, what I learned from them is once you know what you're doing, you know, the game is easy. You know, because we're physically able to go out on the field and dominate. You know, it's all about knowing what you're doing, knowing how to get to that spot on the field, knowing your technique and everything, and you can be relaxed and comfortable because there's nobody that's going to overpower you. We're all big guys up front. You know, it's just like doing your job, doing your technique, and dominating. And that was those guys showed us last year. They were very comfortable. They knew what they were doing, and they dominated. So I feel like we can almost be better than them.